Cool, it's Carl here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhbl.com for short, and it's my pleasure to be speaking with vocalist Chad of ice-cold, crushingly intense death metal band Frozen Soul, who released their incredible debut, Crypt of Ice, on January 8th, 2021. Chad, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. First things first, how's your 2021 been so far? An improvement on 2020?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would say as far as my mental health goes, it's an improvement. It it's been better. I mean, it definitely felt good to get the record out.
Oh yeah.
And I think that helped a whole lot because, I can't even begin to describe last year. No one really can, but it was full of craziness and hard work, and it all with the signing to the label and stuff. It definitely, I don't know, made us feel sort of hopeless at a certain point.
Yeah.
And I felt just really hopeless because, we get signed, and then we have to sit there and go through all this, and we wonder, like, what's the future look like? What's happening? Did this happen? Is it gonna continue to happen? So to actually put the record out and see things come to fruition, man, it felt good. So I would say personally, starting off the new year, we did it with a bang, and I feel happy and hopeful towards the future.
That's amazing, because naturally you start to wonder how much of an effect the pandemic and so on has on a band and how it might have forced you to do things differently. Obviously, a lot of it was out of your hands, but on that front, when it came to doing things differently, was that something you all coped with quite well?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, everyone in Frozen Soul we're all family. So being together and stuff and trying to just adapt to what's going on, I think we've done a pretty good job. And, I think it's actually made us a lot stronger of a band, and it's given us a stronger bond as like a family and friends, to have to do things differently and figure things out and think on our toes. And, whereas we don't know what it would have been like if we put this record out in November like it was supposed to, and we would have been on tour with Gatecreeper and Devourment. We probably wouldn't have had time to do all these extra music videos and all this extra stuff that gets into the eyes of the people on the internet and stuff like that. So, who knows? But I think doing things differently has definitely been positive for us.
That's great, taking the positives out of a predominantly negative situation. And of course, the album, it's been out a couple of weeks now. How have you found the reaction to it? From what I can see, it's done bloody brilliantly.
Yeah, it's man, I just can't even believe it's done as well as it's done. Things have actually been like pretty wild for us as a band. Even like when we released the demo on Maggot Stomp, when we put our demo out through him, he had like a quarter of the followers he has now. We all grew together, and the same things were happening to him that were happening to us, whereas people were really latching on and really appreciating and understanding what we were doing. And, that even after we went to Century Media, things are still blowing up for him and things are still going insane for us. It's just crazy. It's wild. People are so receptive towards it, and they get it. Everyone just truly gets it. They get the fun that we're trying to have.
Yeah.
The heaviness, just having fun, just writing heavy, fun, hard ass music. That's all we want to do. We don't want to impress you with crazy solos and stuff. We just want to have fun, and joke around and, be a little cold, and everyone gets it, man. And it's just been absolutely crazy. It's been crazy. And it's definitely, that right there has for sure helped during these trying times.
Oh, I'm so glad. And you said the word already, the word cold, because everything about this album has this feeling of coldness. The title, that amazing cover art, and obviously the music. When we listened and reviewed it, we tried to put ourselves in the mind of like a Skyrim style horror journey into the depths. How important was having this cold aspect bleed throughout the album for you?
It was, I mean, it's crazy, man. Like, we just fell into this whole cold thing, man. It's awesome. Like, we just, like, that friend that you joke around with, that like, that says a joke and like jokes about something, and then everyone laughs, but then he just like keeps it going. And you get to a point where it's either it becomes a long running joke that you and your friends continue for the end of days, or you're just like, could you stop? Like, you've taken it too far. Well, that time hasn't come for us yet. So far, it's just like it's just running with it, and it's working, and it's awesome and so much fun. And it's like I said, something we fell into. We named our band after, lyrics from the Metallica song Trapped Under Ice, and we fell into it. We started, capitalizing on, the fact that our lyrics had already been about things that are just cold about life.
Yeah.
Whether it's, predators, or, past trauma in our lives, or, just the toxic nature of people in life and always being out to get you, and focusing on those, like, on overcoming those that cold nature of life. We just said, let's run with it, and it's worked out. Next thing you know, we bought a snow machine.
Amazing. And did the end result turn out exactly as you wanted, or were there aspects you'd like to sort of tweak and work on in the future, sort of as you develop, I guess, as your band?
Yeah, I think for what we wanted, we accomplished exactly that. But given all the reviews and all of our friends and all the positive stuff that everyone said, and also just, like, no pun intended, but like beating this record to dust in our own cars and stuff, and listening to it, we for sure have like thought of and started working and playing with ideas on how to improve things in the future. We are always looking on ways to grow. We don't want to stay stagnant. We want to have fun, and in order to have fun and to feel good, you got to stay moving. And that's like all we're gonna do is just keep working and keep trying to like improve on the things, taking everything into consideration. Even the crap talkers, like we appreciate it all, and we listen to everything, and we read everything, and we take it all. So yeah, we're definitely looking to move forward however we can.
Of course. I mean, and as a unit, are you all together able to sort of stop yourselves when it comes to tweaking and trying to make a song the best it can possibly be, and sort of stand back and say, enough is enough, this is as good as we're going to get it? Is that a kind of united front thing for you?
Yeah, I'd say it is. I mean, there are, I'm not going to say that there aren't times where, I hear something that maybe they started working on when I wasn't there, and then I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. This is an idea I get in my head. Can we try it? Everyone in the band is the same way. We all do that, and we all have this sort of just like love for each other where, nobody shuts anyone else down or anything like that. We try to give everybody's idea a run and see how it sounds when we stand back and listen to it and stuff. So I don't know. I think there's we really have like a strong unison as a band.
Democracy in action. It's perfect.
Uh-huh.
You personally then, where do you look for when it comes to inspiration for your lyrics? Is it life in general, as you kind of already touched upon, or a combination of, say, your interests, thoughts, and things like that?
Our lyrics are really all over the place.
Yeah.
I think for the next record, we will actually settle on a goal. But but for this record, things were very sporadically. Things were written at different points when different things were going through. There are certain lyrics that our bass player Samantha Mobley helped with. There are lyrics that Michael, our guitar player, helped with. Everybody had something they wanted to say. Cool. And our lyrics, like I said, our lyrical content is pretty dark. It is pretty cold, and our lyrics are not about just being cold, and I'm cold, I need to put a jacket on. Our lyrics are, they're about, some really nasty stuff, that happens in our world that inspires a lot of vengeance.
It's real.
And some of it is stuff that has happened to members of this band.
Oh, wow.
And it's about the vengeance taken out against, the people responsible. And so, we don't really go into details about that stuff, because that's, we feel like it's not really the time to do that at the moment. But we do have a loose concept that we are expanding on with the record, and it involves the song Wraith of Death and the character that's in that song, who you see in the Encased in Ice video. You saw him as the host of our live stream that we just did on last Thursday. With and he'll be showing up in numerous other videos that we're working on right now. So I think for the next record that will come full circle, and we'll have a concept based on this entity and what its purpose is and things like that. But for right now, like, the lyrical content is, it comes from all of our minds.
Fascinating.
I put it together. I wrote the majority of it, but it didn't come from just me. It came from communicating with my bandmates, and us all coming together and making sure like this represented us the way we wanted it to.
Well, that's amazing. Been scouring the comments section a bit today, and one of the things that really surprised me was that people love to do comparisons between your vocal style and call them the legends of the death metal scene. And we've seen everything from Corpse Grinder of Cannibal Corpse, Thomas of At the Gates, Travis of Cattle Decapitation, and even Chuck of Death. Do you take these kind of comparisons as praise, or would you just rather be like, look, I'm on my own thing?
I absolutely love to hear that stuff, especially when they're bands that I don't even listen to very often. The fact that people can pull, in the influences from death metal in general and hear those things, I think is honestly remarkable. I think it's just so sick, because the thing is death metal is so awesome, and there is such a unique feel to this style of music that I personally feel you can't get from anything else. And the fact that all the people can pull things from different bands and put pieces together just shows like how many different directions you can take and how many different directions you can go and still play death metal.
Yeah.
My main influence is Carl Willits and Bolt Thrower. So that's my favorite death metal band. That's who I look up to the most. John Tardy of Obituary, he's another. I mean, those I would say are our main two influences. But of course, all the bands you listed, I love. And, there's some I listen to more than others, but man, we get compared to early Carcass, and I don't see it personally, but a lot of people do. A lot of people compare us to Autopsy. And I don't really see that either, but it's sick, and I even got a comparison to Cancer the other day, which I thought was really awesome. But it's across the board, man. And, I'm more than thrilled, to hear anybody's opinion and what they have to say. And, I don't take offense to any of that stuff because, man, I love a lot of those bands. And I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for them. I mean, none of these new bands would. We owe everything to those OGs, And, I take that as praise, man. It's awesome. Keep
That's
going, keep
great.
it going. Show me more bands I don't even really listen to, so I can be like, okay, well, sweet.
There you go. There's your challenge, people. And I mean, obviously, you've already mentioned it briefly as well. And excuse the pun, you've not been chilling out since the release. How was the Wrecking Ball Metal Madness event for you?
Man, it was amazing, dude,
It
and
was
it was
fun.
also so stressful. Let me
Yeah?
tell you, because we had no idea what we were doing. Like, it's on the Century Media's YouTube channel, but like they just, they back us. They're totally cool. They'll let us do whatever our heart desires. Um, but that's what they did. They gave us an outlet to put the video out to the masses. But as far as like the funding for cameras, art, original paintings, all the merch designs, all the facilitation between the merch sales, the venue. We filmed our set in an industrial freezer. So we had to buy a PA system that was like $8,000
Ooh.
to be able to do this whole thing. We used our own mixer and console. We used the producer from our record. We dubbed with our friend Will. We dubbed our own VHS tapes to sell. We printed the covers, ordered a bunch of cases, dubbed over old VHS tapes from the 90s. Like everything was DIY.
Yeah.
Everything. And it was so much work, but it was so worth it, man. It was so awesome, and we had such a good time, and it filled everybody with so much like inspiration and happiness in such a dark time in the world. We're gonna just keep it going, keep doing it, expanding on it and growing it. It was so much fun, and it was yeah, man, that's it. It was so much fun. That's really how I sum it all up.
That's the best thing anybody can possibly hear, because these live stream events, and obviously becoming the norm now, they end up sounding so stressful that you can't imagine any artist is having fun.
Yeah, it's wild, man, and luckily we've got like a strong crew of friends. We work, with, like, for instance, we have our friend Will, who shot our promo pictures for the demo and Encased in Ice. He was there working the cameras with this guy named Metal Dave Media. He's an awesome friend. He's working on numerous other videos with us. Like I said, Daniel Schmuck, he did the production. He did our record. And then, Adam, who shot our promo photos for the new record, he was there shooting for us. Devourment and Creeping Death being involved was like amazing. The venue, Central Arts, it's a non-profit art space. They give food to the hungry. They give a place to people to, express themselves. They let us just like transform this old, grocery store into like, our own crypt of ice, including the freezer, which was just absolutely insane that worked out like that.
It's
And
incredible.
it was all so much fun. And then don't forget Tanner, who did our Encased in Ice music video. He's the mastermind behind all of our stuff. Like, because what he does is he sits there and edits everything for us, and he shoots most of the Wraith scenes. He, like in Wrecking Ball and stuff like that, he does that over in LA.
Oh wow.
And he's working on other videos with us, and he'll be included in all the Wrecking Balls. So it's all just been so much fun, and we've all just had a blast working and getting together and getting to know each other and stuff, even if we've had to stay further apart than we wanted to.
Yeah, of course. And
Yeah.
pre that, how did you feel about the whole live stream thing that was going on? A welcome replacement, or just something that obviously can never be the same as a live show?
Yeah, I'm honestly not about live streams. And that's why we pre-recorded this event, and we made an event. We made a TV show. We wanted to aim this to be an ode to Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
And, old school cooking shows, QVC sales shows. Like, I don't know if y'all have those over there, but
Yes.
it's like, that's what we wanted this to be. We wanted it to be funny. We wanted it to give everyone an experience. And most importantly, we don't do anything we don't like, because you see musicians and stuff all the time say, I will never take my music seriously because then I'll stop having fun. And that's just not the way to do it. The point is take having fun seriously.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And that's like what we've done. And, it's just been absolutely crazy. And I just, I think that things would not be nearly as cool as playing live. That doesn't do anything, because you can go watch live sets of us all day,
Yeah.
from the tours that we did. And, I get some people want to see that stuff, and we may go ahead and do that if enough people want it. But I don't know. I think the Wrecking Ball thing was awesome and showed us for who we are, and that's all we can truly do as a band,
I'm glad it worked out so well for you. I mean, and talking of which as well, I get the impression you are just chomping at the bit to kind of get out there and tear it up live.
Yeah. I mean, that's the end goal, is we want to tour. We want to be out there. We want to see the world, man. Like, I want to get over to the UK, so bad. I want to get to Germany, and, so many places where people have reached out to us to tell us like how much they love us, that they love us, people they've never met, people that they're entrusting with their time.
Yeah.
I want to meet those people. I want to go have fun with them.
Yeah.
And share like that piece of life with everybody, and the whole band does. And so, we're all just biding time until that's here, but we're going to have fun while we do it.
Brilliant. Lastly then, do you have plenty to keep you busy over the next coming months? And is there anything you can talk about or share right now? Well,
we will be yes. The quick answer is yes. We have a lot.
Great.
We're, like I said, Wrecking Ball is going to be a continued thing. We're going to keep working on it. We're going to keep bringing new bands into the mix, and trying to find new ways to have fun with that. We're also going to be putting out more music videos, so we're going to just keep the content rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll probably have a music video for every song on the record. So
good.
And just keep people give people something else. Some people, and a lot of bands, they get so busy with touring, it's hard to just shoot a ton of music videos. But with this time that we have, we're gonna try to make the best of it.
And that's the best you can do, really, because you got to keep momentum going for the album while you can't go out and tour, because attention spans and new music and all of that, it can quickly get buried.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, it's not like we haven't had tour offers for the future.
Yeah.
We are working on tours for 2022, and we do have, which I can't talk much about
of course
right now, but we have a huge tour set up for the end of September. It's like 40 plus days of touring.
Oh, super exciting.
It's with a band that we idolize, and a band that we, couldn't be more excited at the possibility of going on tour. So, and it's unfortunately, this one is just a tour through the United States, but we have had offers for tours through Europe. And we're just going to blast everybody with fun.
Watch this space then.
Breath of fresh air.
That's brilliant. Look forward to finding out what that is. Chad, thank you so much for your time.
Okay. yeah, the call dropped. Thanks, man. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?